not a producer on the show. I'm an actress on the show. I'm not in the writer's room. This is not representing my story. I'm not playing Tracee on television. But it is really interesting to play a mixed woman on TV. I mean, Girlfriends, Joan was not mixed. She was black.
Yeah, I really like that too.
It's kind of cool.
I think that that's definitely very cool and very like forward thinking. That it's like acknowledged. It's not like a big deal. But
that we don't have. That doesn't have to be the thing that we talk about all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the way, that was one of the moments. The hair in the ass thing I added.
Really?
That was my line. There was a different line. And one of the things, to me, it's one of the things that sort of articulates the humor and the specificity of the humor of our show. And one of the reasons that I think the title is so perfect for our show. I don't know anything else you could have called it. American Family, The Johnsons, doesn't really match sort of what the show is about. And doesn't really, I mean, Claire Huxtable would not say that. She wouldn't say that. And so I felt like it's sort of, and the moment between Dre and Rainbow, where he's like doing this whole thing about you're not really black, and to be like, shut up, basically, like come on, you know, to me articulates that the tone of the show of like.
It's also a real conversation that happens between black people, and I thought
but it also doesn't have to turn into the conversation,
right, absolutely.
Which is what I really liked, you know, and so I think there's a lot of that kind of tone of the show that I really appreciate. And Lawrence Fishburne at ABC.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'll do that one.
So, you know, right now, I don't know if you guys saw the sketch that you did for Funny or Die with like black women running Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
There are so many black women on television right now, which is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So is there anybody right now that you are like super into, or I mean, what shows are you watching? Like,
I watch everything.
Who are the
I'm a ridiculous TV watcher.
Yeah.
It's like dumb.
It's kind of your job, so you're like doing research.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if you can call it that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think that finally there's a lot more images. Right. I really wish there were more. You know, I think that's part of the thing that happens. Like, there's not enough stories being told, and there's not enough representations of all different kinds of not just black people, just of people of color, period, on television. Sometimes I look around and I'm just like, I don't understand, like, what world are those people on TV living in? Like, I see black people, Asian people, like, Indian people, like, all the time. Why are there none on TV? Like, it's very strange.
How does this show take place in Brooklyn?
Exactly. Like Central Perk on Friends, I was always so puzzled. I'm like, are they in New York? There's no black people in there.
We weren't watching Friends.
Oh no, definitely not. Of course we were watching Friends. But yet, newscasters all have natural hair. It's crazy. I'm like, that was never growing up. That, like, are you kidding? Like, you would never see a black woman with curls on TV, let alone as a newscaster. So I think it's kind of amazing. There's like, you know, there's different places where you see things happening. But specifically, I mean, Alfred Woodard back on TV is always a good thing. Yeah. Alfred Woodard anywhere is a good thing.
So that's a really good transition into the hair thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to talk about hair, right?
Yeah, of course we do.
So did you?
Is there a day where we're down? No, absolutely. It's freaking raining outside. I got a trim yesterday.
So we get to see your like beautiful girls on the show. Did you like have a talk with them about how you wanted to wear your hair? Because I mean, that's something we talked about before.
Yeah.
And there have been times where people didn't know, and I've had that where like they don't know how to do your hair. So
because of that, I've learned how to do my hair. But my favorite is when they're like, "We know your hair is difficult." I'm like, "My hair is not difficult. It's actually not difficult. You just have to know how to do it." Right. But you know, that's Kenya. Kenya Barris, I mean, you guys don't know his name now, but you will, because he's he's incredible. And from the beginning, when I went in, because I did audition for this show, he was like, I was like, what do you want me to look like? Like, what's the deal? What is the image for this role? Like, what's the deal? Like, give me the inside scoop so I can go get it. And he was like, wear your curly hair. I'm not kidding. Wear your natural hair. I'm serious. And I was like, all right. He's like, no. I know you have different versions of it, because I have audition hair. I have Hollywood hair.
But can you just like touch on what audition hair is?
Well, I'll be honest, I have never really played into that whole thing. I come from natural hair. My mom has always had textured hair. So I have...
I should just mentioned it.
I did.
Sorry, I had to take a moment. So every time you talk about her, I'm like, I just got like so excited.
So for me, the journey of the natural hair thing has just been a personal one. It hasn't necessarily been the political thing where I've had to like manage that whole thing. I have natural hair on girlfriends. But for me, it's about lighting. And if you're not lit properly and I wear my natural hair, I look like shit. Like it just doesn't look good. And so for auditions and red carpets, often I will smooth my hair more because it photographs better. And I look better and it looks more sort of whatever. But I hate that word polish. Like it starts to drive me crazy when they're like, "Are you going to do a more sophisticated look?" I'm like, "What's not sophisticated about this?" It drives me crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It happened.
Coded words.
It really is. It happened recently at a photo shoot, and she was like, "So." I was like, "This is my hair." So anyway, that being said, so Kenya really wanted it. And I did do that for the audition, and there's been no nothing. As a matter of fact, half the time it's like bigger, bigger, bigger. But I did call my sister because I had a huge win that nobody even, I don't know why I just did that. First of all, the thing that was cool about it is that it wasn't a big deal to anybody, but I had to acknowledge that it was a huge deal and will be a huge deal. So there was a scene in an episode where I was supposed to be pretty rainbow with my husband, cuddled up, drinking wine on the couch. And my choice and what I wanted to do was my milkmaid braid, which is a cornrow. Oh, yeah. I mean, we can call it a milkmaid braid. It's that's what it is. And I was like, all of a sudden I was like, wait, is that going to be okay? Like, I'm not straightening my hair, I'm not blowing my hair out. I asked the hair person at Roxy, I was like, can you just go find out from Kenya? Let's just make sure Kenya's fine with it. Kenya was like, it's gorgeous, it's fine. He said, just make sure that you have the sexy face, like the makeup, whatever it is, so that you're not, And I realized, I was like, wow, okay, ABC, 9:30, network television, black woman on TV playing a wife. I wasn't washing my face. I didn't have a mask on my face while my hair was tied up in some, whatever. And in the pretty scene, I don't have blown out hair. I have my milkmaid braid. And I've not seen that on network television. Most black women on TV, their hair is pressed within an inch of its life.
Or they're wearing a weave.
Or they're wearing a weave, And it's my hair on the show, which let me tell you. We shoot every day! Every day!
Yeah, to make it look the same
every day! It is so no joke. Like, my call time on Monday morning is at 4:30 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, that's an early shower.
Yeah.
I'm serious. But we have figured it out, and Roxy is amazing. But yeah, so it is a big deal for me, and I hope that it doesn't have to be a talked about big deal, but that we're starting to change the way we get to see ourselves on television and the way other people get to see us. And changing